I'll be sharing some important tips during the video, like which fabrics you should use, how much fabric you'll need, and the perfect length for this dress. Plus, I'll reveal which body shapes and sizes this dress looks amazing on. Don't miss any part of the video. These tips might be just what you've been looking for. Are you ready? Let's get started. But first, don't forget to turn on the subtitles or voiceover in your own language from the settings so you can enjoy the video even more. Now, for the pattern length, you can choose any dress length you like. Decide how tall you want the bottom ruffle to be and subtract that from the total dress length. Then, start drawing your pattern from the top. In this video, I'm going to share some really important tips with you. And I'll also show you how to create another style using the same pattern, even better. I'll tell you what fabrics you should use, how much fabric you'll need, and what the ideal length for this dress is. Plus, I'll explain which body shapes and sizes this design looks absolutely amazing on. So don't skip any part of the video. These tips are exactly what you've been looking for. To find your size, look at the chart and see which measurements are closest to your body. Choose the best option and adjust the pattern fully to fit your body perfectly. I've already explained these important tips in detail in the video above. Make sure to watch it later if you haven't yet. To keep the waistline even with the front and back and avoid sagging at the sides, we mark the side seam 1.5 centimeters higher. Now, instead of raising the side, I want to move this 1.5 centimeters into the side bust dart for a better bust fit. This measurement is the difference between the front shoulder width and the back shoulder width, which I explained earlier. In my pattern making method, I've already added the ease to the sizing chart measurements, so when you cut the fabric, just remember to add a 1 centimeter seam allowance all around. They're little marks or notches that help you match up different pieces of your pattern correctly when you're sewing. These points make sure everything lines up nicely and your garment fits perfectly. If you're using striped fabric for this design, make sure to mark the panels that need to be cut on the bias. This way, you won't make any mistakes when cutting, and your stripes will look just right. If you have a little tummy and want to hide it with this design, it's better to cut the stripes on the belt vertically or on the bias. When the stripes are horizontal, they can make your waist and tummy area look wider. This is one of those important sewing tips I'm revealing to you right now. So don't forget to watch all my videos. You really don't want to miss any of these helpful sewing tips. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button because there's so much more to learn together. Sewing is a big, endless world full of amazing tricks and ideas. Feel free to share these videos with your friends too. Let's all enjoy this creative journey together. Never make the facing neckline, both front and back, lower than the bust dart point. When you sew the bodice dart, that area in the facing will stay loose because you didn't design a dart in the facing itself. So always keep the facing height at least 1 to 2 centimeters above the bust point. This dress works beautifully with lightweight and breathable fabrics. Best options, cotton or cotton poplin. They give structure while keeping the dress cool and comfy. If you're going for a softer and flowier look, you can also use linen, viscose, or crespo. Lightweight crepe or crepe chiffon are great choices too, especially if you want a more draped, fluid silhouette. You can also try it with thin linen, lightweight cotton like voile or printed chintz. You'll need about 2 to 2.5 meters of fabric for this design. If your fabric has a narrower width, you may need a bit more. The length of the dress is approximately 130 to 135 centimeters, which usually reaches the ankles or just a bit above. Of course, you can adjust the length to suit your personal taste. Here, I notice that the armhole curve at the sleeve cap has become a bit angular, and it shouldn't be like that. It needs to have a smooth, soft curve instead. So I'm going to fix it now. After you measure the distance between the two marks on the armhole, add about 15 to 20 centimeters to that measurement to create the gathers for the flutter sleeve. Then, set the sleeve length height to about 8 centimeters. For the smaller top layer of the sleeve, reduce the height by 2 centimeters and the width by 3 centimeters. This way, you'll get a cute, layered and flowy sleeve that looks super pretty. There are 2 ways you can design a flutter sleeve. The first way is to make both sides of the sleeve narrow. The second way is to make the corners rounded. This style gives you more coverage under the arm and matches nicely with the gathers on the bodice. This design is perfect for an hourglass figure. Got a pear or triangle shape? It's great because it balances your shoulders. For rectangular shapes, it helps create curves. You can make this pattern from XS up to 3XL sizes. For plus sizes, sew wider straps and add more gathers to the skirt. For the width of the bottom ruffle, make it about 22 to 25 centimeters in height and add 40 to 50 centimeters to half of the skirt hem width. This way, you'll get a nice full ruffle that looks flowy and beautiful. How did you like the lesson so far? I'd love to hear your thoughts. By the way, I pinned the full playlist of all the tutorials in the comments. Make sure to check it out. There are lots of useful tips waiting for you. All right, now to adjust the facing height, place the pattern panels next to each other and mark the balance points. This helps you make sure everything lines up nicely and your facing fits perfectly. Always remember to add a button right in the center between the bust points when you're making a garment with a front button closure. This little detail helps prevent the shirt or dress from gaping open between the bust, so you'll feel more comfortable and confident. With these patterns we just designed together, you can sew this dress easily. And the fun part is, by making a few changes to the bodice, you can also create a different style using the same patterns. So you have lots of creative options to play with. Now, for designing the next style, we only need the 2 bodice panels. We don't need the bodice facings, so it's even simpler and faster to work on. After making a copy of the 2 bodice panels, I'll start designing the second style. This way, I'll have the patterns for both bodices ready to use. In this style, I want to remove the back dart directly from the pattern. Now pay close attention to how you place the all-purpose pattern ruler. If we draw this line completely straight, the bust area will become tight. That's why we draw a gentle curve instead. How was this tutorial for you? I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. It really helps me create even better and more helpful tutorials for you. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Oh, and don't forget to check out the list I pinned in the comments. It might come in handy. They're little marks or notches that help you match up different pieces of your pattern correctly when you're sewing. These points make sure everything lines up nicely and your garment fits perfectly. For these types of designs, never make the straps completely straight. The shoulders have a natural slope, so these kinds of straps should always have a slight curve. There's just one exception. When you're making very thin straps, about 1 to 1.5 centimeters wide, it's totally fine to cut them straight. If you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to check out the next video. I've used the same technique to teach you another beautiful design.